been up for a while, but yeah,
I'm just
Yeah,
saying
we
she
know.
could have
We
been
what
warming
we're
up
just
for Easter
asking
a
was
couple
that.
weeks early.
Yeah, was that like Easter?
I don't know. It could have been just a regular Sunday. My grandmother used to make all her suits, so
Oh yeah.
Go
she
get it,
made
Grandma.
most. Yeah, my
Okay.
grandmother she got a degree for sewing.
Okay.
Uh, we didn't know
Cool.
Grandma was a seamstress.
All right.
Yeah, she was licensed.
Get it, Grandma.
Thanks.
I
How
mean,
much?
we weren't mad at the suit. We were just trying
Nah,
to
nah.
determine if
Yeah,
that was
Nah,
that's
a
nah, I
a good
don't.
suit.
Easter
Like I said,
ensemble.
it probably was Easter, but I couldn't tell you because, like I said, every now and then she would just make a suit.
Make a suit, hook it up.
Yep.
Yeah, we were just discussing, trying to establish if that was your Easter Sunday best.
Yep. What's going on?
We were just before I went live, we were talking about the sad remnants of the bracket challenge.
Yes, and going over the winner and losers and thus and such as our
I was about to say Prev had a cushion, so I'm sure he didn't lose, right?
Nah,
nope. Prev did not. The rest of it shook out differently than it was originally.
Some people pick Duke.
Um, well,
No.
four
Pick
through,
Duke to make their final game.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I think everybody did.
I don't think nobody had Duke winning. I don't think, but like the 4 through 5 spot or 4 through 6 spot, they all kind of got jumbled. The 2 through 6 spots, they all got jumbled around. Prev stayed where he was, but everybody underneath him got shuffled and moved and jostled.
This wasn't for the second and third places. They just the first and second losers. It's all about winning.
It's all about winning.
All about winning. So to answer our question, because the question was, can anybody beat the crew? The answer was no.
Anybody beat the crew? Man, look,
Crew
we
member
just got
one.
lucky.
Yeah, I think I missed that question, but I
I'm about to say
appreciate you saying
Prev got the least amount of basketball
Hey.
knowledge on the
We were
panel.
not look here. First of all, we are all aware. We are all aware that the bracket never comes down to skill and knowledge. It's always dumb luck. So the question was, could you beat the crew? And so no, because Prev won. There you go.
Well, the thing is, if you would have went, people would have went chalk on both tournaments, they would have been in good shape, except for Michigan State. That's why I said Michigan State grads probably won their bracket because they probably picked Michigan State in chalk. Think about it: 7 of the 8 number ones made the Final Four. So it was like, hey, if you picked chalk, you was in good shape anyway. But who likes to pick chalk? Like really? Yeah, no, chalk is not fun. It's like
it's not fun.
I mean, Earls, you ain't got no choice. I told you, it's only 8 teams, so that's all you're getting.
That's so rude for you to continue to say that.
If you think I'm rude, go talk to Gino. Yeah. Gino even said it.
That's true.
Gino basically said there's not enough talent. He said that the era of women's basketball is now like the 60s and 70s in men's basketball. He was like, there's not enough talent to fill out all the teams.
Right.
He's like, you're gonna get people that can teach the game and make them competitive. He said, but as far as the level of great players, he was like, you're not gonna get it. He said you're not gonna get it across more than like 10. He said, what did he say? 16 teams at the most. He was like, that's it.
Another thing too is when you talk about the 60s and 50s, where the men's game was concerned, at least they are still segregated. So who knows how many of the really great players weren't even available for the, I guess it was the NIT back then, before the NCAA's really took off. So, I mean, over half the great players weren't even there. So
and he said,
you had a concentration of a relatively small pool of players at a relatively small number of schools, where with the women now, it's like if you're a young lady growing up and you're 16, 17, and you're good at this, there's 4 schools knocking on your door, and the rest of them you're not even thinking about going to.
Right, until the other teams fill up. Then you go to the other ones. And the other part of that too is that you get them for 3 to 4 years. So
it's not like
you're gonna get a Brianna Stewart, who comes in, wins the title as a freshman, and now she won 3 in a row because she's good, and she's going to play 4 years.
Right.
So you're going to have a dominant player on your team for at least 3+ years every time in women. So if you don't get them, you already know who got them. Like I said, if you don't get them, that's why I told people
are for the next 4 years.
Well, that's why I told people it was a huge deal for Dawn Staley to get Aja Wilson, because he had gotten, the #1 recruits in the state the last 3 to 4 years, but to get, the #1 player in the nation over the Connecticut's, the Tennessees, that right there. I mean, yeah, she's from South Carolina.
Connecticut, Tennessee, Notre Dame. You get one over them.
That don't normally happen. I mean, Aja Wilson on that Connecticut team, I mean, they wouldn't have lost that one game, and they would have probably beat people. I mean, she's good enough that she would have came in playing in Gino's system and did the same types of things that these girls are doing in his system. But the fact that she went to South Carolina, that just gave Dawn that much more clout to go out and maybe recruit another big name from the Connecticut's and the Tennessees next year. So it's going to be interesting how it out after this. I mean, but Connecticut, hey, they stack, man. That's the staple right there. But anyway, can we talk about the refs? What?
I mean, sure.
Why do they? I just don't understand. I don't get. Okay, look, block charge calls. It's okay. I get it. Block charge. Sometimes you get them right. Sometimes you get them wrong. Who cares? I get it. I understand all that. It's a tough call. You might be looking at one thing, and all of a sudden the ball swings real quick, and you turn, and somebody runs into somebody, and you go, oh, block, we'll charge.
No idea.
Okay, I get that. You don't know idea. That's fine. I get that. You standing on the baseline, a dude is tippy-toeing, about to fall out of bounds, and you can't see his foot across the line, not touching the line. It wasn't just touching the line. It was across the line. And you missed that call. And then they talk about the tip ball. And people are like, well, Pete, Tyus Jones hit the shots and all that. I said, yeah. I said, but in a close game, in a 1 or 2 possession game, when you miss a call like that, and then the play where they missed the call on the out of bounds, they scored a 3. I'm like, that's a huge deal, man. That's not something to just go, oh, well, it evens out. No, it doesn't always even out. If Wisconsin gets that ball and they score, they make it a 1 possession game.
Well, that's like with
I don't know.
With what Wisconsin terrible. With the shot clock violation against Kentucky. How do you miss that?
But
all of a sudden the game is tied and it was just 2 points, and then they gave the basket.
But what I'm saying is, but previous to that, the man swung and punched the dude in the face and didn't get a flagrant call. I mean, this stuff is ridiculous, man.
What was it with the tip ball off of old boy's fingertips?
Mm-hmm.
That they didn't reverse? The NCAA has come out now and said that the refs didn't have that definitive shot play.
I thought they were saying that they had the same angles as the.
They said they didn't have that one. They came out today. I think it was today or maybe late yesterday, but I saw it today when I was online.
They said they had the same angle.
They said that they didn't have that particular angle. That it wasn't the rest didn't have it at the time that they were looking through it. Now, when asked by the reporters, they couldn't answer why the refs didn't have that shot, and apparently they were aware of this prior to that. They didn't have all of the angles down there prior to them making the decision. So now people are questioning, well, if you knew they didn't have it, why didn't you get it to them? Because it took them forever to make the decision anyway. So, had you taken another 2 minutes to be like, hold on, we got one more shot coming to you, what would have mattered other than them getting the call right?
It's a bad look for everybody in America to see it, and then they don't. So that process is not acceptable. I mean, I think they embarrassed themselves. Everybody in America saw that ball get tipped off his finger, and and somebody was like,
but don't tell me you didn't see the don't tell me you didn't have a shot, because they played it 1,200 times on my television. They played it, but how do you not have the shot? Because they played it in the arena, because
they have the same. They're supposed to have the same replays that we see.
Exactly.
What I
So,
was
but
saying.
the
I
fans
think you
They
just
missed the
reacted.
answered your
call.
own question there.
They
Is
missed the call.
in
They missed the call.
1992, in 1992, about half of the several millions of Americans saw Christian Laettner stomp on that guy from Kentucky, and the ref somehow didn't. But
And
Mm-hmm.
that's why he had his own 30 for 30. I hate Christian
well,
I,
he's come out and admitted, which is hilarious
that
in
Duke
his
gets,
own
which is hilarious.
sarcastic state.
That Duke gets calls. You think?
nah, I'm not gonna say dude
I'm
gets
not saying
called.
no. We're not
Nah,
talking
I'm
about
not
that for
going
this
that far.
championship.
I'm not
No,
going that far
not for
because a
that,
lot
not
of
for the
teams
game,
get calls. But the
not for the
bottom line
championship
is,
game.
but that's what I'm saying. There you go, Prel. It's the
I'm not saying
championship.
that just for this, but it was just I couldn't resist.
But the championship game, man. If you're gonna have replay and you're gonna do all of this stuff, you gotta get it
Get it
right.
right.
You have
Yeah.
to get it right. Nobody's saying that Duke probably wouldn't have won that game because the way it was flowing at the end, and I think Decker, I sent the text and I said, I said Decker, Okafor, and Winslow, in my opinion, need to all stay, but they're not. They're gonna go get paid. I get it, but
But they
none of
didn't play
them
like
like.
they needed to go get paid.
Well, Okafor to me of the three will probably be okay because he'll get in better shape and he's got the skill set and some things that you can't really teach a big man. I mean, he's got the foot
Right.
quickness of it. He's got the foot quickness of a Shaq. He don't have the game, of course, and the power, but he can do some damage on the next level. To me, Winslow just kind of put his head down and ran into people. He really didn't show me anything. He didn't really show me. He's like he just put it every time he got a
He
chance.
was
He
a
just
better
goes.
ref.
Well, but that's what
Better.
made the difference. Well, that's what made the difference with Grayson Allen. When you look at what Grayson Allen did, he didn't just put his head down. That boy went to the rack with a plan. And every time they tried to stop that boy, he scored. And it's like that's the guy that knows how to drive with a skill. To me,
Right.
Winslow just kind of put his head down. I'm bigger than some of you. I'm stronger than you, and I'm gonna look for a call. And then a lot of times he didn't get the call. In the first half, he didn't get the call. In the second half, a lot of people don't talk about the difference in the game because, by the way, the difference in the game, Duke got into the double bonus with like 10 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
They made Wisconsin do something they hadn't done all year. They made Wisconsin foul them. And a lot of it was the guards. A lot of the guard because Grayson Allen and Quinn Cook give him his props, and Tyus Jones, they was putting pressure. But Decker, this dude 6'9", he letting the dude 6'4" guard him out on the perimeter because he don't want to dribble. Then he didn't post up like he did against Kentucky. I'm like, he took Booker down in the post. This game, for some reason, wanted to take cats in the post.
Yeah.
And then they want to talk about Kaminsky not having game. Man, Kaminsky was out there balling. Kaminsky was out there playing his butt off, and he ain't had no down the stretch of their game. They let that boy down. They let that man down. Kaminsky was like, I'm doing everything. I got this man in foul trouble. I'm scoring. I'm passing.
Right.
I'm shooting. And I have no
Can
help.
I get some assistance?
Can I get
is anybody here with me? He was
See,
like,
this
is
why
anybody
we
else
needed
here
Jason
with me?
here to argue that point with you right there, based on what he said last
No,
week.
Jason didn't argue with me. We talked about it. Jason gave him his props.
Jason gave it probably said, I don't know, because everything was from the pro, discussing it from his how he saw
Jason
him
gave
from the
him
pro.
You missed the text then. Jason gave him his
Oh
props.
yeah,
Jason
I
said,
definitely missed the text. Y'all get started.
No,
I
he
turned it off.
he texted back. He said no.
Okay.
He said he was humble. He said
He was humble.
think about it.
He was
Yeah,
humble.
now his story, he was on a different text tune, Fred. If you missed, he was on a different text tune after the game. He was like, oh, this Kaminsky kid might actually do something.
Okay.
20-10 in the championship game. And
yeah,
by the way,
Okafor, on the other hand, Okafor let a lot of people down, but I think some of that had to do with the fact that he was in foul trouble in the first 5 minutes of the game.
But that's the part that you have to understand that also translates to the pros. If you are a person that doesn't have agility and good stamina, you're going to foul. And you go up against a guy with, think about it, Kaminsky's good. He's probably not going to be that much better in the NBA, which will still be a good pro. But if you can't guard that guy, I don't know where you're going to guard Blake Griffin. I don't know where you're going to guard Paul Millsap. How you going to guard, these dudes that got skills. They got true NBA skills. Zach Randolph. How you going to guard Zach Randolph? So my point is he's got to get better. He knows he's got to get better. But Kaminsky, he's a stretch 4. What does the NBA go to? What is the NBA doing this year? Chris Bosh shooting threes. Dirk Nowitzki. All these Kevin Love. Every power forward in the league can shoot threes. Why not Kaminsky? He'll fit right in. Just plug and chug. He's a 7-foot 3-point shooter that got a skill set. He'll be fine. He'll get paid. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
That's good clarification that Jason changed his tune on the text, because somebody at work took exception to that last week about the Kaminsky pro prospect statement. I was like, you were serious about it too. I was like, look, man, I don't know. I don't watch the NBA.
Well, a lot of people think they see, they think they see a kid, with his stature and everything, and it's like he can't. And you've seen so many 7-footers and white, black, or indifferent come into the league, and they dominate in college, and they get into the league and they can't really do anything in the pros. But the dude he's got a skill, dude. I mean, this dude is drop stepping and pivoting from the free throw line. I mean, come on, man. You can't teach that stuff. That stuff doesn't get taught, bro. That's good. That's good basketball. That dude can play. Just like that dude Grayson Allen. Some of the stuff he was doing, that's just straight park. He was out at it. Grayson Allen was at the park playing that night. He was out at the park. He was taking them boys off the dribble. He was at the park that night, and they didn't know what to do with that dude. Them boys from Wisconsin ain't seen nothing like that all year. They hadn't seen nothing like that all year. No fear. I didn't even know he was a freshman. That's how much I was like, this dude out here balling. He's a freshman. That's why I sent out that tweet. I said he's going to be a problem for the ACC next year. A problem. He's going to be a problem.
Not a problem.
Yes.
What did you think about what Wisconsin's coach said about the
rent of players?
Rent of players, yes. I mean, first of all, let me just say for the record,
he was mad.
He was bitter. He was bitter. He was bitter. Scotch jaded. But did you have to call him rent of players? I mean, that's just rude, sir. That's rude.
He was upset, and he finally kind of got off some stuff probably off his chest he's been wanting to say, and I think he has to be careful though, because even in the sense of getting on like a John Calipari, you got to be careful, man. I mean, you just went up against arguably the best basketball coach we've seen in our lifetime. You get to do some credit. Duke came out and he got out coached. And I don't care what Bo Ryan said, and I like Bo Ryan. He got out coached.
His back, I guess, held up.
I like Bo Ryan.
He just got mad. To calm down on the sidelines.
Well, I'm gonna need Andrew.
I mean, he didn't sit up there in the press conference and say, F that, he didn't do that.
No. But I mean, I'm not even gonna get on Andrew Harrison about that. I ain't even going there. I ain't even going there. For what?
Oh.
It's the same thing. When you lose, you get mad. When you lose, you get mad. People
get
mad.
Say it in the mic, son. Don't do once again. Do a mic check.
No, he did a mic check.
This thing on? Okay. So hold on to that.
Did a mic check. It was
the mic check we were looking for.
Like I said, I don't necessarily agree, disagree, or indifferent. It's unfortunate for him. It's not going to affect his draft staff.
I do appreciate the fact that he immediately called old boy that he was referencing and apologized.
Did I just say that? Oops.
Right.
He called him and was, and apologized for his untimely outburst.
And you got to remember, and I tell people all this, they grown it up. I'm like, man, these cats are still 19, 20 years old. Some of them can't even legally drink yet. So they still going to say stupid stuff and do stupid stuff. Anyway.
Well, yeah. My thing, what I was thinking, I said this to a coworker the other day. These guys are, when we were 19 and somebody stuck a mic in front of us, that's probably not what we said, no matter how mad we were, because there was a mic in front of us, and we were like, you really want to take that? You really want to say that statement with a truthfulness from some of the people we know? I said we, like you and me. Oh, okay. I was about to say.
He's discussing the people on the panel.
I thought you were saying we, like some of the people we used to hang out with. I'm like,
well, but those are but okay, but I'm thinking, this guy, like I said, 19 years old, whatever have you. Different mindset. If you go to his closet, you probably find a T-shirt that says "Hi Haters" on it. And no, I'm serious, because
I
that's
know.
the way these kids have been brought up, where somebody's been
That's
telling
true.
them since he was old enough to walk, if somebody disagrees with you, if somebody doesn't completely shower you with adulation, they're a hater. And that's what these guys have been hearing their entire lives. And the moment something doesn't go their way, and they have a reaction, and it's like, what? You mean I wasn't supposed to say that? No,
Mm-hmm.
you weren't supposed to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because
No,
nobody's telling them, nobody's giving them the appropriate thing to say, which
Or
again
even suggesting that might be a bad idea.
might be a bad idea because again, I just discuss it all the time a lot at my part-time gig where the LPs always getting the young kids for shoplifting and thuses and suches, and they're so perplexed on why there's so much shoplifting from the young kids and stuff. And I was like, quite simply, nobody's afraid to call home with stupid anymore to their parents. And
mm-hmm.
not saying that we didn't have people that shoplifted when we were growing up, but there was a certain level of fear, respect, whatever you want to call it, that not
Fear.
calling home to tell my right fear. Basically, people say respect. I'm gonna call it fear.
I'm
I
calling
was
fear.
always perfectly clear. I was always perfectly clear that I was never going to have the police call my mother for nothing if I ever got caught doing anything that was illegal, because I was certain that whatever she did to me was going to be far worse than whatever time I had to do in jail. I wasn't going to be able to identify myself. You couldn't get my fingerprints or nothing. You weren't calling her because that wasn't going to go down the way I wanted to. It was fear. Kept me from breaking a lot of laws. Kept me from breaking a lot of laws because I was terrified of my mother.
You know what my dad said very clearly to me? I'm not coming to bail you out. I was like, he probably wouldn't come to bail me out.
He was clear.
It was pretty clear.
Pretty clear. So you were just like, I'm a rock. Whatever it is I've done, I'm going to stay here forever.
How about more like, I'm just going to not go to jail? You can do that.
I mean, like I said, the kid he was mad. He said something wrong. We all know these kids are brought up different and they do different stuff. But it was really more to me. It got into, I mean, we can spin this 20 different ways and I don't want to get too caught up in it, but to say something like that about him, let's just call it what it is. He was basically saying that he couldn't believe that this Caucasian, 7-foot, Caucasian from Wisconsin outballed him. They outplayed him. The Caucasian guys from Wisconsin with the one couple of black guys outballed him. That's all it was.
Are there black guys on Wisconsin team?
Yeah, Jimmy Jackson's son and Nigel Hayes, pretty good.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing them.
Oh, Nigel Hayes played. Trust me, because Nigel Hayes was giving them boys the business too.
Guys, but okay. I mean, I'm gonna take your word for it. I figured it had to be somewhere, but I always just remember the white guys. I don't remember the black guys. I don't.
But that's all. Right now,
really that's what Kentucky remembers too.
That's all they remember.
I was like, I don't remember.
And that's all. That's what Wisconsin remember. They remember that one white guy that came off the bench and bust their butt Monday night, Grayson Allen. That dude.
Who's he? It's what everybody was thinking. Who's only the people that go to Duke know him. Not even hardcore Duke fans were like, "Who's that guy coming off the bench?" We're not. Who is he again? Is he in? Is he in the program? Is he in the program?
He was the first one to sign, and he was actually going to be the starting point guard before Tyus Jones and Okafor signed, because Tyus Jones and Okafor were out of the hip. Both whatever one wants to go, the other one was going to go.
Right.
And Tyus Jones actually said, "I'm gonna let Okafor pick the school," because it was Kansas, it was Kansas and two other schools other than Duke, and then they came down. I think even going out. What was it? 3 schools. I think it was 3 schools they were trying to choose between.
Schools, and then they got narrowed down to Duke and somebody else.
It was Duke and Kansas, because we were it was Duke and Kansas because we were sitting back because Yeah, because we didn't get Okafor, then we went and got the other kid, Cliff Alexander. But the bottom line is, he was going to be the point guard. He was going to be the starting point, the starting guard opposite of Quinn Cook if Tyus Jones didn't come there. So, look, Coach K knew who he was down in Jacksonville. Went down there and got the kid. And oh, by the way, he won the slam dunk competition for the high school when he came out.
Game, didn't he? That weekend.
Yep.
Slam dunk competition.
And Stephen A. Smith was like, I knew who this dude was. He was like, because he was dunking. He won the slam dunk competition.
Oh, the McDonald's thing.
Mm-hmm. When he came out, I was like, whoa. I was like, I gotta go find some YouTubes of that. Yeah, that kid. Anyway. Duke gets number 5, and Mike Krzyzewski is Mike Krzyzewski.
Is it number 5?
Yep, just number 5.
Number 5. Yeah.
It just seems like it's been about 30 of them. I don't know.
Well, now he's
been in 14 Final Four. So.
Yeah, something like that.
A lot of people don't realize. Like I told you,
that's what I didn't watch.
Actually,
nothing new going to happen tonight.
Well, they said he had lost.
No, actually, this is the first time that they've beat a number 1 seed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so
Duke.
Yeah, it's the first time they've beat a number 1 seed for the championship. They've been up against the number 1 seed. I think they said 4 other times or 3 other times.
I think Krzyzewski lost 3 times in the finals. He's lost 3 times in the finals.
Yeah, and that was to the number 1 seed. So.
Or twice in the finals. So they lost to Arizona, and they lost to UNLV, and they lost to Connecticut. That's right. Yeah, he's lost 3 times in the finals, but won 5 of them. So Tiger Woods gonna win the Masters.
Huh?
I said Tiger Woods gonna win the Masters. Man.
If I took off for the fight, I'm just gonna skip golf. I'm just gonna skip golf. Huh? I took off for the fight. I'm gonna skip golf. Clear. We're clear.
We're not supposed to really pay attention to that, are we?
I'm not gonna pay attention to it, but I'd be curious if he can make the cut. If he make the cut, that'll be news. Yeah. So.
I guess y'all didn't see the picture I posted yesterday.
I just rode straight through Augusta. I just rode straight through Augusta on the way here. So I'm in Georgia, so I was like, damn, I'm riding right by this daggone golf course.
And you should have stopped and been like, yo, Tiger, can we get an interview?
No.
A private plane.
I don't have a couple $1,000s to get an interview because I need to get a ticket. Tickets ain't cheap.
No,
unless you work there. Shout out to Leroy Danforth. He used to work the Masters. I think he was working concessions.
Say you?
Leroy.
Your dad?
Leroy.
Oh, that's right, Leroy. That's right. You're right. Yeah, you from down the street.
Yeah.
Kind of like, yeah. Pretty much. But ain't nothing else going on. I mean, NBA playoffs about to kick in.
There you go.
Baseball got kicked off. Nobody cares until about after the All-Star break. So
August.
No, I was gonna say nobody cares until the playoffs start for baseball.
No.
August.
Yeah. And the only thing I heard about in the NFL is the whole trade talk with Phillip Rivers possibly going to Tennessee. And then Tennessee or pick and trade. They pick Mariota and then trade him to San Diego for Phillip Rivers in the first round.
Yeah, I love these Mariota trade rumors. Because when it's a team that you actually like, I didn't know it was possible for your blood pressure to rise and fall at the same time.
Yeah.
Bad on your heart, Travis? What you saying? It's bad on your heart.
It's bad on the whole body if you really think about it. I mean, certainly the heart, definitely the brain. I mean, they're sitting here talking about the Bears sending Cutler in the first round to Tennessee for Mariota. I'm like, that's just mean.
Sam Bradford in your next 2 first rounds, at least.
I'm telling you, that dude's gonna leverage the franchise. I'm telling y'all think I'm joking. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to watch the draft this year.
I mean, for the 2 games a year that he's healthy, I'll take Bradford over Mariota.
I'm just feeling real more and more good about Ryan Tannehill every day.
You should.
Not more and more gooder. Did you just say more and more gooder?
Gooder.
If he didn't, he should have.
I sure did. Gooder.
More and more gooder, really?
I said gooder.
If he didn't, he
I'm
should
feeling
have.
more and more
Lord, the
gooder.
NFL offseason has brought me to bad grammar. This is
Hey,
terrible.
that's all right. Because I mean, like I
I
said,
don't have bad grammar. I'm from the South.
when you got about 5 teams that are sitting
But you've
around,
never gone more and more gooder.
more
Okay.
and more gooder,
more
that's
and more
right.
gooder, baby.
When you
More
got
and more
5 teams, 5 or 6 teams in the NFL that are vying and jockeying for Marcus Mariota, and you know your team isn't one of them, yes, gooder is gooder.
I was gonna say Ryan Tannehill is my dude now. I'm good. I'm good.
No, your boy is. Did you see my
You're
post
gooder.
today in Facebook? Your boy is trying to come home.
Oh,
Welker
come home.
Hey,
Where?
it's home.
to the Dolphins. That's where he started his career.
There's a pro team in Lubbock.
He's meeting with the Dolphins today or tomorrow.
I mean, we're good. We're stacked now. I got all types of players.
Nah,
I ain't
man.
realized yet.
They're bringing Weston.
I was about to say because we signed who was the dude we signed, the receiver we signed the other day? I was like, we got him too. I was like, dang, he's stacked.
Must be nice.
Stacked.
Must be nice.
Yeah. And we get Welker. It's a wrap. We got both our tight ends. I mean, we got man, we good. I'm straight. We gooder.
Oh,
Gooder.
Good.
gooder. Even better.
We got the defense intact. We ready. Look, I'll tell you what. We don't win 11 games this season, 12 games this season. Philman's got to go because he's got talent now. He's got some guys that can play. Let's just get it together.
He's
The
really
Dolphins are gooder.
Ryan Tannehill character. But didn't y'all just sign somebody for a backup that was pretty decent? Or maybe not. No. I can't remember.
I just know it was another receiver that we got, and I was like, we got him? I forgot who the other receiver was.
So I thought, oh, excuse me.
Oh, we probably picked up Matt Moore again. You know how we do with him. We just don't like getting rid of him. Matt
You
Moore.
know, it's kind of like the furniture.
Matt Moore is
You just move
our
him
Jim
around?
Sorgi. No, Matt Moore is our Jim Sorgi.
Oh,
He's just gonna be here.
Matt Moore is your Matt Moore.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But no, it wasn't Matt Moore. It was somebody else. I can't remember. Was it Josh Freeman? Because Freeman got signed by somebody.
Ooh, no. Nobody's signing Josh Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman. Yeah, I'm sure of it. Look, let me go to the Google.
This dude ain't even picked up
She said,
a
"I'm
football
sure
in
of
like
it."
3 years.
I'm sure of it. Something happened with Josh Freeman this week. I feel good about it.
I'm sure it was
Almost
Riley or
positive.
Huey Freeman.
You know what? Really? I'm almost positive.
Oh my God, Ross Welker. He said he sure won't ride it.
Not crazy.
Okay,
Josh
it was
Freeman,
the Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. Yeah, I was like, hold on, that's not crazy. Now
Josh
they have him wearing the
Yes,
Minnesota
somebody's
Vikings
crazy.
jersey with the Dolphins logo behind him.
There's
But-
Josh Freeman.
Yeah, I was like, no, it was somebody that was a noteworthy name when I remember
Josh
the
Freeman's a
signing.
noteworthy name.
He might be Josh might be your third string.
Not more of that dude.
He's that dude. He's not going anywhere. He's a
Maybe Josh Freeman can be the Jim Jensen of this team.
Man, y'all crazy.
Oh boy.
Oh, you remember Jim Jensen, Lenise?
Who doesn't remember Jim Jensen?
Not everybody remember Jim Jensen.
Well, that's because not everybody wants to remember Jim Jensen.
I'm saying, when you watch Jim Jensen play, you knew you were looking at a football player. Guy, in one game, he caught a pass, he threw a pass, he ran for a touchdown, he punted, he kicked
Jim
a field
Jensen
goal.
was that dude.
He held.
What is number 11?
Snap.
Number 11?
Yeah, 11. Yeah. And he married a cheerleader, even though the NFL league
In the
rules
same
said
game.
fraternization
In the
between
same
players and cheerleaders. That's right.
In the
That's
same
right.
game. He did all that in the same
Jim
game.
Jensen was that dude.
He got
In the
married
same game.
during the game too.
Married a
Pete?
cheerleader in the game. Yeah, he didn't even wait till halftime.
I want both of y'all to shut up
He did.
right now.
He did.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a
I'm
timeout.
I'm still trying to figure out that play where how he punted and caught the fair catch at the same time. I don't know how he downed the ball at the same punted and he downed the ball. And he downed the ball at the same time. He punted and ran down. He punted the ball and ran down the field. You laughing?
I'm not laughing. Except Pete said he downed the ball. I was like, no, he fair caught it.
Nah. I meant to say he downed it. He punted the ball and then ran down the field.
Yeah, he did.
Oh boy.
Jim Jensen played. He did, man. That dude played quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, H-back, running back, fullback.
He was all over the field.
He was a man's man.
Long snap.
Yo, look him up. I'm serious.
Jim Jensen was that dude.
I remember that dude. Jim Jensen was like that. Yeah. Jim Jensen.
Yeah, I remember Pete once played. I think Pete once put Jim Jensen in quarterback in Tecmo Bowl.
Man, Super Tecmo Bowl. Super
Tecmo Bowl. That's
Super
right.
Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, no, he wasn't in the first Tecmo Bowl.
Nah, he wasn't there.
It was the Super Tecmo Bowl that had the special stuff that Dollar didn't have on his.
Yeah, Super Tecmo Bowl had the real halftime show.
The real halftime show, yeah.
Okay.
With the shark. With the left shark. Anyway.
Oh God, are we back on the Sharks? Really?
Nah, but I got here to go, yo. I'm an early start. Sorry I got on late, but it is what it is.
That's all good.
What it was.
It's all good. It was a slow news week anyway, so it worked out.
For national championship and whatnot.
Due to the national championship. Well, we got a quality discussion in.
I know what I'm getting the rest.
National championship.
I know what I'm getting the rest for Christmas. Some HD TVs. Anyway. All right.
They ain't gonna look at them.
Right. And then they're going
to turn around backwards and stare at the back of the monitor.
Well, they're going to be so impressed by a crisp, clear picture that they're still going to miss the ball.
Yeah.
They're going to be watching Scandal, man. They ain't going to be watching it again.
Ooh. You didn't have to go there.
Or How to Get Away with Murder. That's a very, very good show.
How to Get Away with a Bad Call.
Well, actually, they got away with murder if you consider the number of bad calls.
Allegedly.
Oh,
Allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly.
Just like the case going on right now, it's still alleged.
Oh, that's right, for Hernandez.
The dude's gonna get off. He's gonna get off.
I'm thinking they was even talking about him possibly going back, but then they say no. You remember he's got another case for double homicide. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. Allegedly.
Did they ever press charges for the double homicide?
No, I think they did, but he's got to go through this one first.
Right, but I know they kept saying he was a suspect, but I didn't know they'd ever filed charges for him.
I don't think in either case that they got a weapon, so it's allegedly. He's gonna have to, yeah. It was around.
I was expecting a performance from like Commons video testify.
Okay, I'm going now.
All right, that's it.
Next.